Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's the Green Okie come back at you again with another video. So in today's topic, we're gonna go over the topic of, are Japanese people nice? Yeah, like the, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? So I found that during my time in Japan, everything was new, everything was foreign, everything was, you know, bells and whistles, right? Um, it seemed like, everybody was kind of like perfect in this whole, Japanese world, and essentially, basically, it was like I felt like everybody was nice, um, but this couldn't have been further from the truth. You see, as you know, Japan in itself is a small country, right? And it's also mountainous, right? So you got a lot of people living on this one concentrated area of landmass. Especially when you go to Tokyo, you have all these people living in this one area here, you know. So essentially, let me put it like this. If you knew that you had to take the same route just to get to work every day, would you be mad, or would you try to work it out because you knew that this was the only route you could take? Now, you could try and go another route, but that'll make your life like 3 times harder, right? So why make your life 3 times harder versus just trying to work it out with this one individual? So, and the point of this is here. If I have to live next to you, then I'm gonna try not to be mad at you, for both of our sakes, right? So, if I live next door to you and I have to live next door to you because my job dictates that I do, and I can't reasonably move to another location, then I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm going to force myself to work out whatever issues I have with you. And this is Japan. You see, everybody's going to work every day at the same time. I'm talking about Tokyo specifically, but yeah, every day at the same time on this train, and they all have to, and they're all this type of routine, right? So it's like you don't want to break that routine, you know. So it's like Japan has this culture where, respect is built in. Now, respect isn't mutually exclusive with being nice. So that's where a lot of people get it confused, where you think, oh, Japanese people, they're so respectable, they're so nice. Like, yeah, they're nice because, maybe you're a foreigner, maybe they don't have to see you again, maybe. And, why not just show people the best of our culture rather than showing, we're a hot mess like everybody else is too. Um, so let me see. I have like an example. I remember like when I first got to Japan, like I didn't have a cell phone, and like I really needed to make a call. And I'm from the South, right? So in the South, we can kind of just go around to different people, and we can just say, hey, can I borrow your cell phone? Oh, yeah. This, okay, yeah, just let me know, just make it quick and stuff. I remember I was kind of scrambling around. I was trying to ask a Japanese person if I could use their cell phone. I was trying to do it in Japanese too, of course. But I really wasn't getting any luck. It was like nobody wanted to allow me to use their cell phone. So the culture of hospitality, it's not like the South. It's just a culture of respectability. you know. So it's like, I'll respect you enough to understand that, you know, you have some problems and I got some problems, but I'm not gonna really uh, kind of gesticulate that or vocalize that to where you will notice, you see. So for me, it's just a culture of respect, not necessarily um, translating into being nice people. Like I said, but there are nice Japanese people, of course, you know, just like in every place. But this presumption that just because someone shows you respect, it also means that they are a nice person by default. You know what I'm saying? The reason, like I said, the reason why is because by default, Japanese people have to be respectable, and that gets misconstrued with niceness. You see, so like I said, it's a save face culture. So basically, what that means is, I'm not going to tell you or show you exactly how I feel. I'm gonna go around and tell, you know, whoever your upper is or whatever. Or maybe I won't even tell that person. I'll just keep it bottled up inside of me. So you never, unless you live in Japan and you can kind of figure out the ESP that goes on in their head, you'll really never know if a Japanese person truly likes you. You see, so like you'll go up to a Japanese woman or something like that and, hey, you know, what's your number? What's your number? And, you know, the pushy Westerner, right? You know, like, oh yeah, she gave me her number and stuff, you know, she must like me. But it's not true. It's just like she was just very shocked that you even came up to her in the first place. You see? So it's not like all black and white where, okay, I'm just gonna go over there and people are just going to be nice to me. And people are they're gonna have this, like I said, save face culture, which is gonna shy away from confrontation. So when the Westerner confronts the Japanese person, and most times they don't have a way to escape, so you basically trap them, you know, with your conversation, you know. So that's the other thing, you know, like people have, like I said, Japanese people have these high-by conversations, and it's basically, you know, how you doing, how that, and, you know, and it's high-by, you know, I'm gone, you know, I don't need to go in any further, any deeper, you know. Yeah. I have another example too. You know, there was this one family where, you know, basically it was like 3 generations living in the same house, and basically I think the daughter had children there, and then the grandmother was living there. And essentially the daughter, you know, like I said, the daughter had some children living there, but I think the mama wouldn't feed the mother of the daughter that was living there. She didn't want to feed her daughter's children. So even though they all lived in the same house, she didn't want to feed them. And the grandma kind of had dementia, so she didn't really know what was going on. And basically, even though these 2 different generations were living in the same house, like she didn't really care for the children that were there. You know, it was like they were in their own world. Even though they were under the same roof, they were basically in 2 separate houses. So it's like they're able to really compartmentalize situations where, like, okay, that's them. This doesn't have anything to do with me. So I can go on about my business. You know, so that, you know, if that situation was kind of over here, you know, we would have just fed the children and not really thought about it. But maybe that was like a hit or miss situation. But for me, that was kind of strange. I mean, you got all these different people in the same house, and they didn't care about feeding the children, even though, you know, there were adults and stuff like that. So, but yeah, don't get respectability misconstrued with kindness. Just because somebody is nice uh, doesn't mean somebody will respect you. Just because somebody respects you, it doesn't mean that it is mutually exclusive with kindness.